Your
Sad to
second
be here.
your second exit interview in one season.
I know. Guys just
But
can't get enough of me, huh?
but you went out pre-jury, you came back in and you outlasted, basically all the rest of the jury. So how do you feel about that?
I feel really good about how I did. I mean, I said from the beginning, pretty much, if I can just play on my own, I'll do well, and I I get myself to that because the second I got back into the game and I was on my own, I did great. I'm really happy with how I played. I don't have regrets.
Yeah, you made it to fourth, which is definitely a big feat. So why do you think that you got evicted instead of Gabe?
To be completely honest, this isn't a like a jab at Gabe, but I do think I had a better chance to win than him. Although I don't think it would have mattered against Zach or Michael. I think those two were going to win regardless. I do think I had a better chance to win against Gabe. So I think that's why. And I also think it's a loyalty thing. Like they knew I wasn't going to be very bitter, and Gabe might have been. I think I was the safer option for Zach, and I agree it was a better decision. So I can't be mad at him for that.
Gotcha. So you are the only one now, besides for obviously the house guest. You're the only one of the jurors who knows who the final three is. Is your vote up in the air?
I'd say yes. I I don't like to go in with any preconceived notions. I like to say the game happens and then it's time for the end game. And whatever happens in the end game is what decides my vote. So any of them can win my vote at this point. I love them all. I think they're all great. I think Gabe has less of a chance to earn my vote just because part of me feels like he doesn't like me as much as he lets on. I do kind of get a small amount of a fake vibe from him, but for the most part, my vote's completely up in the air.
Gotcha. So during the last vote between Michael and Isaac, you said basically you said which one of you is going to bring me to final two? And you ended up picking Michael to stay. Do you think that influenced anything as to why they evicted who they evicted, Zach?
Not particularly, because to be honest with you, I don't think Michael was gonna take me anyway. I think at that point, I was pretty much playing to win the veto or go home because I knew I wasn't as close to everyone as everyone else was. So I said, well, let's just see. I wanted to see how both of them responded to that. And Michael
Mhm.
responded a lot better than Isaac, which is why I picked Isaac. Isaac responded with like immediate anger. I was like,
Yes,
well,
I
fuck
did
that
see
guy
that.
then.
So, you're going to be reunited with Isaac soon in the jury house. How is that going to go down? What can we expect?
I mean, I don't care. I am at a point in my life where if someone has a problem, I pretty much just don't talk to them. I kind of ignore them because I've got enough going on. So
That's a mood.
if he has stuff to say, good. Let him, because God knows he's got time to say it.
um, so you voted, I feel like a little bit differently than everyone this season. You voted,
That's a nice way to say I voted in the minority all the time. Thanks.
you voted based on your personal connections.
Yeah,
Do you regret any of that?
not for a second. I always play in a when I play based on strategy, I become like a robot. Like we saw it in SR orgs. People were pretty much like, "You are literally the most heartless individual we've ever seen. How could you do that to Sophie?" Like, and I didn't want to be like a robot this time around. I wanted to just kind of play and do what felt right to me, even if it wasn't the best strategically. And I think it worked out well. If I played it any differently, I don't think I would have gotten this far. So yeah, I have no regrets.
That is true. However, one of your biggest complaints this season was all the timed comps, right?
I have so many strong opinions, and you
Okay,
have heard
but here's what I'm gonna say, especially, like, for example, with this last veto, you could have taken 3.5 hours to do it, and if you would have gotten 15 out of 15 right, you would have won the veto over
I know. It's like half of it is like the anxiety with it, like
that's very true,
remember when I went through the puzzle and I pretty almost had a mental breakdown?
yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not good
No,
under pressure like that.
the anxiety of the time, I feel like, is one of the biggest mistakes that people make in this org.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you just wanna you almost, like, you wanna focus on getting your answers right, but you also wanna focus on locking in your time just in case someone else gets them all right, you know?
yeah, I mean, I've never been good at time challenges. I'm not good under a time crunch. I've never been.
Yeah.
Like, the only successful time I was good in a challenge like that was against the puzzle with Forest. And even then, I almost had a complete mental breakdown during that. So,
Yeah, but as I said, you could have started your timer, went and took a bath, brushed your teeth, curled your hair, came back to your computer, looked at what happened in what order, and as long as you would have gotten 15 out of 15 right, you would have won the veto, you know?
well, thanks, Lynn. But to be
Hey,
honest, I was really tired. Like, I just came off 10-hour shift and I was like, "Fuck this challenge." So
no, I understand.
so I
So
was then just said, "I'll just do it fast, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Oh, well." And I was
so
very wrong.
we're getting down to the final three HOH challenge, of course. Do you have any guesses as to who is most likely to win?
I would like to say that all of them have a great chance, but that's a lie because Gabe's not gonna win. And if he does, if Gabe wins this challenge, he will get Gabe wins HOH, I'll give him my jury vote. I'll say that. If he can manage that, he gets the jury vote.
So if Gabe wins the final HOH, who do you think that he would take?
I think that he would take Michael because taking Zach would be a mistake. I don't think he can beat either of them, to be quite honest with you, but I think Michael is easier to beat than Zach.
Gotcha, that's interesting.
Well, for me anyway. If I was in that position, I would take Michael over Zach because I feel like Michael would be worse at the final statements than Zach would.
I've definitely choked up on final statements before, and it has lost me an entire org. So, um,
Damn.
all right. So, are you in the exit interviews text channel?
I am.
All right, because we are going to get to your goodbye messages. All right, your first goodbye message is from Gabe.
Aw, he's so sweet. That's so gross. I mean, yeah, at least he is kind of aware that going against Michael is a better chance for him. I'm happy he knows that. I wasn't that against them, and I tried to tell them that, but I think to a certain extent they knew that was the truth, but I also think that they kinda wanted me to be against him so it'd be easier for them to evict me. I mean, I'm not mad. I love Gabe so much. I think they made the right decision, and I can't be mad at him for a second. And I hope he wins that HH because I'd be really proud of him.
All right. Your second goodbye message is from Michael.
He's Michael's such a sweetheart. I hope he doesn't feel like he failed me that much because I don't want him to feel that way. I don't want him to think that him losing the veto was him failing me because it wasn't. He didn't owe me anything. He's sweet. He's
All
he's a
right.
really great guy. Oh, that's so sad that he feels that way. I feel awful.
Are you ready for Zach's?
Sure. If he wrote me a thesis, I'm not reading it right now.
Oh my God. One second.
Does it not even fit into one message for Discord?
No.
Then I'm probably not gonna read it. What the fuck?
That's part 1.
Okay, I'm gonna need a minute. Bounce back from forest train wreck. Well, that's a nice way to put it, but yeah. Put up one. Well, that was, a lot of information that I didn't really want, but thanks. I mean, yeah, I knew I was kind of not 100% in the loop the whole time. I kinda got that, but yeah, I mean, it explains things more, but I can't be bothered with all the strategy of things, so sure. Thanks, Zach, you're nice, I guess.
So does that change anything you think about him or no?
No, I still love him. Like, I still love Zach. I'm never not gonna love any of the final 3. They're all amazing people. That doesn't change anything at all.
Alright, well, do you have any final thoughts?
I mean, no. I mean, I'm happy with everything pretty much. I'm not sad at all. I feel
You did
like
make it far.
yeah, I made it a lot farther than quitting week 2.
That's very true.
Like, I feel good about everything. I bounced back from an awful choice in partner. I
Forrest Giesling?
Forrest Giesling coming down the runway girl, the incomparable, the legendary. Uh, yeah,
Forrest was robbed. Forrest was robbed.
Forrest was burgled, but you know
But
what?
you know
He
what?
was also the robber, and he robbed himself.
He was a strategic genius, okay?
He took the gun, and he pointed it at himself and said, "I'm robbing you," and then took his own purse, and then ran away
Alright.
with himself.
Well, thank you so much for playing, Luna. I'm, gonna send you to jury house now,
Absolutely.
and we will see you back here whenever we crown the winner of BBD6.
Thanks for having me, Vlyn.
Of course.